hear from me, girl. I'm not a Maria. Don't wanna waste your time. Is it love that you needin'? I don't wanna waste my compliments. You think you've heard it all. This won't be nothing you've heard before.
Excuse me, miss, let me introduce myself to you. They call me L, and I think I just found my future. Part of my actions, if I seem a bit unruly, couldn't resist a chance like this.
We have a special guest on This Is Hip Hop Radio. Myself and DJ Miss V would like to introduce to you multi-platinum selling artist. He's gonna talk about everything that he's into today, what he's got going on, and just his journey in life. So I want everybody to give a round of applause for RAZ B.
Man, I'm just happy to be here, man. Just staying out the way. It's a constant grind, so just excited just to be alive, because there's so much stuff that we witnessed from 9/11 to all these deaths that's going out. Rest in peace to everybody that just, has lost their life to the, to the pandemic and COVID-19, and also still to this day, police brutality is still out there. So, today has been a rough day for me, just kind of seeing all the aftermath of the George Floyd story, and along with all the other stories, it just built up a very overwhelming emotion. So, like I said, just trying to stay out the way, keep my head up, and focus on, what projects that I got now, and just, sometime when you, like last year we had a really busy year. My mom lives in Vegas, a lot of my friends live in Vegas, so to be back home, just to kind of chill right now and put my mind and my thoughts in the proper place, I'm really happy where I'm at right now. So
that's what's up, man. One of my questions was gonna be, like, with everything going on, how do you stay sane? Because I know it's a lot of things that you see, and I'm pretty sure that that people that are close to you that may have been affected by this pandemic, and it's just crazy, especially with the police brutality. But just touching on the pandemic situation, how you holding up with that?
Like I was mentioning earlier, I think the key is to stay out the way, obey the laws of the land. There's been a lot of different, you could say pandemics that's happened over the last, few hundreds of years. It's just, I believe this should inspire people to be even more health conscious. And, obviously there's a lot of stuff in certain foods. I think people should just be educated a little bit more about their well-being mentally, physically, and health-wise, but it's been a lot to witness. It's something that I'll tell my, God willing, I'll be able to tell my grandkids what we lived through, what we couldn't actually go outside and had to wear a mask, and you know what I mean? So this is it's mind blowing. And with the brutality and stuff as well, it's, you have to reel yourself back in mentally, because I had some crazy ass thoughts this morning when I woke up, frustrated, mad, angry, in tears. Wasn't really sure what I wish I had something to hit in my house, because I was mad, or something to kick or shoot, or just man. So, like I said, being home, quarantining, it's the safest place for me to be mentally, and, and it's safe. So, I just, it's been in my word for the most part, and just really trying to take my mind off of what's really going on, but really, do things to apply myself to continue to move everything forward in my life, because, you don't want to just let this stop your way of life. You have to still figure out a way to be creative mentally, and physically. You have to be able to continue to apply yourself. So that's what I've been doing. Just with my different phone conversations, we're creating different deals and stuff that I'm working on, just staying busy as much as possible, even though I can't really move around.
Yeah, definitely. I do know that, as a creator, sometimes your mind could be taken to a different place, especially with things that's going on around you. So I know that kind of be that, but also I know it gives you a lot of fuel to add into your music.
Oh, completely. I mean, with the emotions I've been feeling now, I have been inspired to want to start back up writing, because we finished the album the quarter of last year.
Mhm.
and it's ready to go. We're just kind of putting together a few more pieces to line it up with the documentary. I feel that there's a few more songs missing on the album now because some time has passed and so many things have kind of like happened within that. So God willing, we'll see what happens. You know, I would like to get back in the studio right now. I'm inspired.
Yeah, I'm ready to hear that heat.
Right?
To be able to hear some stuff. And I can't wait. We're gonna talk about that later. We want to get into some older topics. We want to get into RAZ B story. You know what I mean? A little bit of stuff that's gonna be included into this new documentary that you're working on.
Amazing.
We know your B2K story. Everybody can go Google you and see the B2K story. But we want to kind of pick your mind a little bit about some things that happened back then. LS got some questions he wants to ask, so I'm gonna let him go ahead and take it away.
You definitely been in the news, and sometimes it was not necessarily positive, right? With the separation of the group, did that lead you to go to China to like kind of clear your head? Or was it more or less you just felt like I'm just done with the United States altogether?
I think it's a combination of a bunch of things. You know, when you, I mean, there's certain things I can speak on, certain things I can't speak on because I have a documentary coming out and I'm under contract. So, but to dance around a little bit, when you're faced with adversities in your life, I thank God that an opportunity was created for me to get away from my environment that I was in at the time, which was a very toxic environment. When you don't have the proper support system. So God willing, an opportunity presented itself for me to go to China for a tour, and I wound up staying for 3 years, took a break for about a month, came home, and did another 4 years, right? So that was a chance for me to get away from people that knew me for what I've done or knew me personally at all and gave me a fresh start to just search and find myself and decide what it is that I want to do, look back and really, really say, yo, do I really want to go back home and do what it is? Because a lot of things, sometimes people get so caught up in the world, they forget that we're spiritual beings and we're still human, you know? So sometimes we get so caught up in the world, I think we miss those things and miss the purpose why we started on journeys, and which was essentially starts from just love and pure passion. I feel like those things can get clouded when you're in the wrong environment, right? So being in China and being there for such a long time was definitely a reset for me. And I think those resets are needed more often. I'm planning a trip to Indonesia for about a month. I'm also going to be shooting my documentary over there. So that's going to be awesome. Spiritual retreat. Mm-hmm.
I bet. Was it kind of hard for you to adjust to just like being there and actually living there? Like, or was it kind of an easy process because they already knew who you were?
Nah, for me, it was more of an easier process. I mean, I've always been able to have favor wherever I go. Yeah. I don't really think, I think I have favor wherever I go. Whether people want to perceive it as because of the success I've had in the sector world. But, you know, when you're a good performer, you're a good performer. And I know my performance, me being a great performer, was able to sustain my career. Because over there they have their own pop stars and stuff like that. You know, I was starting to break into the market and produce tracks and selling them for respectful amounts. And I was able to release some music on a very, very high level out there. So I got a chance to, you know, get a taste of what it would be like, you know, to actually be ruling over there. But of course I had to come back home and fulfill me. But getting adjusted, I'm a survivor. So it's kind of like being in the wilderness. You know what I mean? But the exciting part is that you're over with a new culture and a culture of people that don't speak your language. You're in their culture. But then while you're in their culture, you're seeing that a lot of things has been built by other people from other people. So it's like, for example, a lot of the Portuguese came over and built certain parts or certain, you know. So it was pretty cool to kind of learn some history about a dynasty country that's been around 5,000 years. So I think I adjusted. It's always going to be somewhat difficult because there's a language barrier, but I think that was the exciting part of trying to use your sign languages, your body gestures, learning to speak a little bit of the language, to, you know, just loving the food and loving the culture. You know what I mean? Because it's just a different feeling. So I have nothing but fond, great memories. A few not so comfortable ones, but for the most part, I count it all joy.
Yeah. Now, with you being there, living there, and actually being did you actually become a citizen, or you just was like a foreigner there for like temporary, but you stayed there?
We've had those talks. we had those talks, but now I'm definitely gonna keep my American citizenship.
No question.
Visa. It was visa after visa every few years, every few months per se. But boy, did I lose my passport over there a lot, or overstay on my visa. So just the whole process of going through that shit, man. Jeez. But China's lit, man. I had a lot of fun. I was able to kind of party, wild out, grow up, bump my head. And then you really ultimately get back to the space of where, you know, if you want to be respected and you want to position yourself in a way, there's still a way that you need to carry yourself. There's still a way that you need to be, because people may perceive you. You never know the way people may perceive you.
Right.
So just because I'm in China, don't mean I can be in the club all fucked up and drunk.
Exactly. You never know. You never know what can happen over there.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do.
I'm just saying, you know, still want to set a good example on behavior, shit, right?
With the different culture, did you kind of face any adversity because you were Black? And it was, you know, it's like, okay, well, we know that you're who you are, but at the end of the day, you're still who you are.
I think Chinese people still deal with foreigners how they deal with foreigners, regardless if I've had some status. It's all in different mind frames with different Chinese. Some you have are from the older school, some are from the newer school. Yeah. There's a lot of people over there that showed a lot of respect and paid a lot of homage to me, and there's a lot of people that are still Chinese. And regardless, at the end of the day, it's just like bringing anything new to somebody that you never heard about. Oh, that sounds cool. That's interesting. Wow, that's cool. But you know, you got a wild Chinese. You know what I'm saying? So.
What did you learn about yourself being out there?
That I'm a very strong individual. I can survive anywhere. I can go there with nothing. I can build a whole empire anywhere I go. I mean, the relationships that I established, the investors that I found, the money that I've made. I mean, the history that I did. You know what I'm saying? It spoke volumes to my peers and a lot of people. I remember getting calls from friends that worked at BET for 20-something years. They're like, man, you built a really nice legacy for yourself. And I'm very proud of myself that I was able to go up there and have that experience. Look forward to going back to.
That's admirable, you know what I mean? For somebody to go out of their element and then just do their thing and come back to the States and then just be well accepted. That's dope, man. You know what I mean? Being out there for like 7 years off and on, that's dope.
No, it was a little nerve-wracking coming back into the town. I mean, that was around the time I met Miss V. And, you know, we've always collaborated on projects and whatnot. We did the One Music Fest, and we did a BET party. And, you know, for the most part, she was pretty aware of when I came back, I already had the offer in my hand on paper. So it was really just about spending the next year and a half lining up all the pieces to make sure that everything could actually explode. And it took a lot. It took a lot of patience, and it took a lot of persistence to be able to put something to that magnitude, talking about the Millennium Tour together, which was last year.
Yeah. Just, was it being out there? Did that actually heighten your business sense?
Yeah, of course, because I had to tap back into things that was really simple to me that I naturally learned. Yeah. That was such so amazing to them, which I thought was nothing for me to do. But they were so grateful and so appreciative. Like, I remember when I produced my first record out there, and they wanted something that sounded like Bruno Mars, because they're, you know, Chinese people like urban music, and they kept saying we like Black music. So we wanted to go to the studio and create a track that was similar to the record that they had. Bruno Mars, he had quite a few hot records. I can't think of it. #blessed. I think whatever that one is. So, is that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that was pretty cool to see a record that I produced for my team be everywhere on all the top platforms and stuff like that. So, yeah, my business sense, I mean, I see there's like TuneCore and a lot of different companies. They're just now getting distribution rights to a lot of companies that I've already had distribution rights to. So, yeah, it kicked up my business sense. And man, I was cutting up before I came back. Sheesh, I was on a roll. But it was dope. No, it was because I took somebody out there a few months with me, and after I was there for 2 months, I kind of felt like that was somewhat of a distraction from me, because when they left, you know, my record with the biggest group in China happened with Rick Ross, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm on all billboards and shit everywhere. And, you know, I'm selling this record for 10 grand, selling another record for 18, you know, it's another record for 7. So it was just big business going on. And I was happy that I was able to be focused enough. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, my business ship was like, ding.
Yeah, you know, because
I always have my hands in things behind closed doors. I think that's why I'm excited that I have stuff that is produced. I have content coming out that's produced on me, where people can actually just get a chance to know me through other people, which is my documentary, because people don't know, like, I be working. I'll be working.
For that. Yeah, definitely about your business.
I should, like,
Appreciate that.
you get into this thing just to be here today, gone tomorrow, you know what I mean? And it's like, especially somebody of your caliber who has had multi-platinum records.
Great experiences.
Yeah, it's like you have to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, you know, yeah, you gotta have the right team. You know what I'm saying? Just as fast as you make money, you can lose a lot of it making the wrong investment. You know what I'm saying? But then really, you gotta you want to trust yourself. But then you say, well, do you have the knowledge to even do so? So, man, you gotta be built for this. You gotta be strong-minded to be able to survive in this world in any sector that you're in. You know what I'm saying? I thank God for all of my experiences, but these are just worldly stats that don't mean shit. You know what I mean? What it's really about is who you are as a person and what your character's about. And I believe that people over the years have got a chance to learn my character and my demeanor, and I'm, you know, and everyone that may paint a picture or perception of you that not what it really is. So just keep going with it and be strong. And don't really worry about what everybody else is doing. That's the key to my success in my own right. Because I'm not worried about everybody else.
Yeah, that's beautiful, because I see that you do a lot for people. Well, I'm not gonna call them fans. I'm gonna say supporters, right? Because here today, gone tomorrow. But I see that you do a lot for the people. I just saw something today. Giving somebody flowers, like, you know, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, treat people the way you want to be treated. Beyond that, go out of your way, you know, to allow God's love to be revealed. And I don't do things for I ain't clout chasing. Sometimes people can read it the wrong way if you post it and this and that and stuff. But like, I don't need a clout chase for one, but two, I'm a businessman, you know, and I every move is strategic. You know what I'm saying? But genuinely, that was something that happened from my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my homegirl, Veronica, was just like, yo, man, that's my friend. I was like, that's my friend too. I was like, well, what you want to do? Let's do. All right, cool. Well, you know what I mean? Let's congratulate one of our people and give her flowers. You know, there's a lot of people out there, even Vanessa. She had her own crib, got her own house, got her own movement. You want to congratulate these people. You want to love on these people and give them their flowers. You know what I'm saying? We should always be giving each other our flowers and looking out for each other and encouraging each other. You know what I mean? Because we out here, you know, building our brands, and beyond that, we out here living our best life while we're here on this earth. So I'm all about that life.
That's what's up, man. Salute to you for that.
Hey, right back to you.
Real. I respect that highly, because you don't see a lot of people doing it, you know?
They out there. They just probably not broadcasting it. I know you wore that.
Yeah, right. You know,
daily.
All right, well, so we went to China. You blew up. You did the razzle dazzle thing. You succeeded out here. You went to some of the biggest clubs out there.
Did that.
Why did you come back to America?
You sound like some of my people in my banking world.
Why America? Why come back?
Shit, my mom's here. You know, mom's here. Mom's getting old. Not old, but you know, family's getting older, and when you're gone such a long time, you still want to come back and make sure some affairs in order. Make sure your insurance, your life insurance is in place. Obviously, I knew I had to and wanted to fulfill this prophecy that I put over my head 16 years ago, putting the group back together. So that played another major part in it as well. I feel like I could have did everything that I need to do still back from there when it pertained to B2K. But being on the ground, you can do a lot more. And you need to charge back up on your own soil. You know what I mean? And it was time for me to go. A lot of my friends in China was like, yo, Raz, we did that already. Let's go. But I'm like, I'm after something even crazier and even bigger. And it's like, man, but my boy's like, bro, you have to go home and change the world. I said, I'm gonna add, the goal is to push the human race forward. So let me add to it by bringing some joy into the world. So those are my main reasons of coming home. B2K, my mom, and just recharging.
You came back, you got the tour
So,
started. How did that feel when you got that call? Because I personally know how much effort you put into making this happen, and could nobody make it happen if it wasn't for RAZ B.
yeah, that's what I had to do some digging. An abundance of joy, just you talking about it. I mean, I see the joy that you have for me. I mean, the form of vindication. I feel like it was the launch of me solo, of my solo campaign. That was almost like my coming out. You know what I mean? Obviously there's a bunch of attention surrounding the tour, but that's the type of shit the boys call me. It's like, yo, you had the tour lit. You was constantly, you know. So neither here nor there. The thoughts just bring just joy because it happens like, and then it's kind of like, you don't want to be like, I told you so, but it's like, nigga, I told you so. Yeah, so it's just joy. That for me, that's the real money right there. That feeling that I feel when that question is asked. But it feels good. But you know, that was a chapter. You know, and we're embarking on the RAZ B solo journey. Of course, B2K is always there. You know, God willing, we'll hook back up and do a few more great things together. And if we didn't, we definitely came back and sealed our legacy. And yeah, I'm just excited to move forward with all my new projects.
When the tour started, like how did that? I know it felt great. But like, what was some of the things that made you say it was all worth it, or were you just in the moment because you put this thing together, you really couldn't enjoy it?
I would have liked to enjoy it a lot more, but I think I did a lot to enjoy it. I mean, I was partying, it was performing, making great money, you know. It was dope. I would have liked to change a few things, but when it's all said and done, I'll be mad if it didn't happen. I'll be sad if it didn't happen. So at least me and my brother was able to get back in those spots and get in those circles and pray, you know. And for me, everybody's experience, I'm sure, was great and different, but I enjoyed it because it's something that I really wanted to happen. So it was my dream happening, and everybody was in it.
Yes, that's what's up. And you know what? You did a great service to your fans because, you know, you guys, like I said, your fans and supporters supporters, they wanted to see that. You know, a lot of people grew up.
They were very instrumental.
Yeah, definitely.
Very instrumental. I mean, that was the connection that I have with the people. When you're a people's person, we connect, we locked in. So if I'm putting out there that energy, they grabbing it. So it wasn't just me manifesting it by myself. It was everybody. So, but you know, it only takes one. So I mean, forever I'll be in joy.
So, do you think that you'll put something together like that for yourself?
I think it's gonna be bigger.
Okay.
The reason I say that is it's a new chapter, it's a new energy. You know, I was very instrumental in birthing that. So I feel now that I can put more of that energy into me, and with the people that I've aligned up for my rollout, we should sit back and watch how it comes together.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be pretty exciting.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm literally, when I'm doing this interview, I'm taking some footage from the tour. I know you got some footage from some earlier days when we were training for it, getting ready for it. I need that footage too, because I need to send it to Travis Payne because they're starting to put together the sizzle reel. My contract for this deal I just did with Telepictures with Judge Mathis, everybody just signed off. So when I say everybody, the executive producers, the talent, and the director, as well as the company. So I officially have a company that's shopping around and helping, which is like the production company as well, helping to shop around the project. And then even more better, because the director and my manager work at Netflix. So my shit is like, that shit done.
So let's talk about this. Tell the people who don't know about Full Disclosure project that you're working on. Tell them about it, what it's going to consist of.
Right. Well, the project, Full Disclosure, it's a working title. Essentially, it's my body of work my Bible you can call music in my own words, audio, video, interviews, music videos. I would like to call, we were going to do a lot of different recaps. Essentially it's a body of work. The album is my words and my testimony in my own words. And it's a soundtrack to the documentary, which is going to cover from my childhood to, my adversities, China, my struggles, my addictions, just really just opening up and showing all these different layers, because we're human. I feel like the only way for you to pass on a story and show people, not even just show people, but to be an inspiration, you have to actually be willing to open up and show those parts that people just feel like they don't want to show. And I feel like that's where the real healing comes from. So, because you never know you being your strength and how it can inspire somebody else. And I've gotten a lot of messages over the years about how my testimony and me being strong on how I handle situations have inspired them. So I have to remember that I have people out there that care about me and love me, and that want to know that I'm in a good space. And this project in itself is to also for me to get healing as well. It's not an industry piece. I'm not looking to glorify anything other than for people to get a chance to know Raz, and that's me spreading my love, about people being able to see and hear, and other people's own words. You know what I'm saying? What type of person, who am I? Cancel me or update me.
Right. Because you have a lot of people that, they'll judge you off of your past and not look
at something they read. In front of
it's
not true.
Exactly.
Or something they just read.
Yeah, something that they read, instead of looking at the man that's in front of, man or woman that's in front of them, and judging them off of, or receiving them off of what they present.
People don't be knowing shit. I've had people that just said, "Oh, this person said this." I had somebody stand in front of me and cuss me out. "Oh, fuck RAZ B." Don't even know I'm standing right here in front of them.
Wait, how?
Like, you really? And then when she's saying, she's like, "Oh, that nigga, boop, 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 boop." But I'm like, you just like another person that's been programmed with the propaganda, and then you sound so ignorant because you're speaking on something that you don't even know about. So it don't really bother me. I just be like, they don't know. Yeah. So I like to speak on facts, not what he said, she said.
The media can paint a nasty narrative just by clicking, editing, and somebody just, if they sound like, well, first of all, he went into the bathroom and there were white powdered substance on his nails and his fingertips. If they sound like that, everybody's gonna listen and they're gonna take that to be factual. I mean, it's just how it is.
You tell a lie long enough, people will believe it. So I mean, it's been going on for the history of time. There's actually a law that CIA actually used for propaganda. So I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. At the end of the day, man, people just need to get their facts. And most people, it's better to mind your own fucking business.
Yeah. Is this documentary going to clear up a lot of that stuff?
I wouldn't even say clear up. I mean, people are going to have their own perception. They're always going to have their own perception of this. But you can't deny the truth. Yeah. The truth is undeniable. And people they will leave from this documentary educated, enlightened, inspired. Like I said, I'm putting everything into this. And with this type of energy, bro, the type of energy I possess, everybody's going to feel this one.
Well, we could definitely tell by just how you interact with people, period.
Appreciate that.
One thing I do know, no doubt, I do know is that watching you on some of these apps and how you interact with just normal folks, it gives them a look into the person who you are. Like, oh, he's real genuine. Like,
it makes people gravitate because, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the world we're in. Like you were saying earlier, people have been programmed to think this, when in actuality, this is this. And most people are misled on purpose so they cannot support what needs to be supported, essentially.
Yeah, and that's all done by design.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We know, but there's a way to change the narrative, and we're doing that right now.
Word.
appreciate you like knowing your shit.
No doubt, appreciate it. It means a lot coming from you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Likewise, King.
The music. Now,
Hey.
let's talk about the music. Now, here's the thing. I was on an app. I'm not gonna say nothing yet, but I was on an app. And I was watching you live, and you was playing some of your joints, and I said, "Oh shit, he got some heat!" Like that shit, boy, yo, I swear, my thing was when you said you was gonna play the records. I'm like, oh, he gonna play some, some shit like back in the day, da 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 da. So, and I heard that shit. I said, oh, wait a minute now. I said, he got some shit.
Yeah, we've been working, man. I'm like, yo, if I'm gonna actually really get a shot, like a real shot to do a proper solo record, the music gotta be hot, and it gotta be me. And it can't be me going and trying to create the shadow of somebody else. So we just went on there, ears blind, and just went raw, and that's what we came out with. Everybody's like, we should add this. Nope, that's what I came out with. That's the work. That's it. That's what I was feeling. That's where we at. And there's some joints on there.
You're going to have a lot of people mad at you. I'm going to just tell you that right there.
They should be celebrating me. They should be like, go, Dazzle, let's go.
Hey, look.
We got to change the mentality.
Yeah. So now, people are like, oh, he might move me out the way. Like, what's really good? You know what I mean?
Like, I've been premiering the record on there. I mean, I pretty much probably played all the songs, and I want to continue to go in the studio. I'm ready to start the next album, but I have to get this one off. So I just want to stay engulfed and basked in this particular project because, I mean, it's been, I recorded it last year. I mean, it's time to drop this. My birthday's coming up. Like, it's time.
Time to let it go. You work with any? Did you work with any other artists, or it's just gonna be all you?
It's mostly all me, bro. I mean, other than the engineers and writers that I work with to help me bring out the sound. Really good friend of mine by the name of Jess Love. She's a phenomenal artist. Like, she's not here for the hype or all the other bullshit. She's the genuine dope ass artist, perform her ass off, professional dancer.
Okay.
There's a lot of big artists and stuff like that, but she's rolling out with her project, so that was pretty dope. We was able to collaborate. I always had a crush on her, so that was dope. Like, yeah, you want to get on my record? So that was cool.
Yeah.
They surprised me with Safari. He hopped on a verse for me, which was pretty dope. I believe we have this record with me and Frankie J that we're gonna put on the record. So the record has some diverse appeal. Then I may or may not put this record on with the East Side Boys, but I don't know. Maybe not, because it doesn't really fit. But no, just mostly me. And I want it to be about me. I would like to get some more features if that happens, but I mean, the record is strong by itself.
Yeah.
Top to finish.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think after this project, you're definitely gonna get people's attention, and people are definitely gonna want to be like, oh shit, we need a fucking RAZ, because.
Hey man, it'd be nice.
If they smart. Like,
but either way,
the sound is different. It's not something that we hear every day, but it's still you. So it's a very nice combination. So I'm excited. I can't wait till people say, Aaron, I've been sitting on this for so long.
Right?
Yeah. The world. I'm so fucking proud of you and what you've accomplished and everything you came. And I can't wait for people to hear your story and just hug you.
Hey, thanks so much. You know, we all have our mountains, our goals that we set for ourselves, and you know, V's been around, and you set some goals that I set for myself, and some of them look impossible, but you know, we knocked down one of the hardest one next year, so this is like a walk in the park for me.
After this rollout, do you plan on working with any other artists as far as bringing any other artists out?
Yeah, that's one of my number one passions. That's pretty much why I started my company to cater to the artists that are unsigned, and beyond being unsigned, I say undeveloped. I like artist development. I like to get an artist raw, scratch, that, you know, not completely naive of the business, but in a very infant stage. I feel like I can cultivate them to be a mega superstar artist / prophet, preacher, philanthropist, all these things, but all these other distractions. So I feel like a lot of artists that I've been trying to work with, what turns me off is they don't have the focus that I have. And I know what it takes to actually go there. You gotta shut everything down. No mama, no kids, none of that. Get all that human being shit out the way. you know, turn into a robot so you can activate into this level of energy of enlightenment, and so you can go on that mountain, and when you come down, then you'll be able to take care of, do everything for everybody. But you got to be able to go there, and if you can't go there, then people ain't gonna get it, ain't gonna understand it. They wonder why they can't get off the ground. I'm just saying, I've seen it, I know it. You just got to pick them. I rather spend less time wasting my time with people that are not grateful, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to continue to be a blessing. But you know, you can't let people slow you down. But like I have an artist right now that has a potential to get a deal on a level of like on some Shakira shit. And you know, it's very important that as we're working with these and connecting these dots, we don't miss nothing. Because if we miss something, we can wind up ruining it for somebody else or ruining ourselves because we brought a situation to the table that was premature. So, you know, when you in this business, that's like if you own a basketball team, like you got to be in it to know it. You know, and sometimes I get around and I see people that are like, well, yeah, I really want it, but no, you don't. You didn't even hit that mark. So we know you don't want it. That's the only time I get a little irritated and get vexed. I'm like, whatever. So like,
with your company, are you guys actually focusing on the actual development of the artists as well as just implementing that work ethic?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a great administrative team. The game has changed. So, I mean, I've been able to build relationships with people that's pretty much invented the blueprint for a lot of these urban AC charts or put Doug Morris on, who started Universal Records. So, I mean, I have these relationships that, you know, that's been cultivating for some time. Development is needed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, back in the old days, we had the companies that really do that. And there's still companies today that take the time to develop artists, but they're really, since things are moving so fast, they're looking for artists that are already developed. And then you have people that don't really care. They're just the incubator. So they just want to just, you know, use them onto the next, use them onto the next. Yeah. And then, you know, because the artists that have been able to sustain themselves are the ones that's been either developing themselves or they've been developed.
Yeah.
Therefore, they're still here. Alicia Keys still here. Chris Brown still here.
Yeah.
We talk, you know, I mean, we talking about people that's like damn near 10, 15, 20 year, damn near 20-year careers.
Yeah. Absolutely. You work with a lot of people. You work with one of my people. He's from Youngstown, Ohio. Rufus Black. Remember Rufus?
Awesome. Of course. Talented writer, talented artist. I indirectly worked with him. I know that he worked directly with Fizz on a lot of his solo project. Yeah. I know we was working with Amari. I know my camp worked with him. I know we're cool. I got a lot of respect for him. But I actually never personally really got in the studio with him. No, we've always worked indirectly because I remember he came to the studio and him and Fizz wrote the rap for the song that me and Ray J was doing. So Rufus is dope. So yeah, I guess we worked together, but me and him never like directly worked or sat down and wrote a song together or did an actual deal. But we were working in the same camp. So yeah, Rufus is family, man. Talented guy.
Yeah, man, real talented. What's next after these next projects?
Well, God willing, my primary focus is the documentary and finishing up the album and making sure I see that project to light. I have so many other different ventures that I want to get into, whether it's food and beverage, real estate, trading, cryptocurrency, Forex. I see my future going to finance, could be politics. But I'm always gearing up for something crazy. I'm always gearing up for some out the box shit. So I haven't really decided yet. Yeah. But ultimately it has something to do with a foundation, possibly in the very, very near future. I have a few other foundations that I'm looking to support in the meantime. But probably I see myself doing a rollout. And I know my real passion is after having all this self-glorification, which I'm very humble to not let it go into the wrong cycle, because people can take energy and take it and fuel it in the wrong cycle, and it's not producing any good fruit for me or anybody else. But the goal is always to push the human race forward. So I'm always going to continue to use my platform to really try to make a change and something that I feel that I can add value to. Like, I think the biggest thing for me is just people in the world that just can't eat and they got no clean water. So we're gonna start there for me. So make more money and really feed people, bro. Like really feed people, bro.
goals.
That's our #1 job, bro. Take care of each other, take care of the world. We can't do that. We tripping.
Absolutely. We definitely appreciate you just joining us, blessing us with this interview. We learned a lot.
Thank you.
And tell the people where they can find you, because they can find you on all social media, but we also know that you're on Bigo. So let the people know they can find you. Drop the track of yourself.
Yeah, I'm in these Bigo streets, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's your boy RAZ B. You know, this is Hip Hop Radio, and it's been a pleasure chilling with everybody. Y'all can catch me on Instagram, which is RAZ B_B2K. I'm on this really cool streaming app called Bigo. That's where I really hang out most of the time. So if you really want to get to know me personally, you can hit me up on Bigo, and that ID is RAZ B2K. Other than that, man, I'm on. I always holler at these two beautiful people right here. They know how to find me.
I already know.